strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the It's Just Football podcast. Hope you're doing well. Today we've got our first match preview, so it's a bit shorter, obviously. You don't want to hear us for 51 minutes talking about football, but this will be about 14 minutes, hopefully. And it's basically Chelsea Atletico, big Champions League game. A lot of our viewers are Chelsea fans, including two people in this meeting. But, Maani, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yes, so very excited about this one. Big game coming up. And to preview it with me, we've got Matteo Horrell, Chelsea fan. And yeah, Matteo, how are you doing?
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Good to hear. Right, Oscar, do you want to start us off?
Right, well, we have Chelsea, a new form of Chelsea, going. And by the way, it's on Sunday when we're recording this. So Chelsea have drawn to Southampton yesterday. Jesse Lingard just scored as well, which is brilliant. So what we want to go to, Maani, first is we're going to do three players who Atletico need to look out for Chelsea. I'm going to go to Matteo first. Matteo, who are your three players who Atletico need to look out for Chelsea?
Wow. I think number one is definitely Mount. He's proven that age isn't the biggest factor, and he's not got the most goals, but he's performed well, and he's sort of been that foundation for the Chelsea squad. So I think he's one of them. And then if Werner can, I mean, obviously we all know he's not been great, but if he can perform, when he does perform well, he does, he's up there. So yeah, probably him. And then Kovacic, all round stamina, he's got the energy. I mean, someone like him, I'd say someone like Callum Hudson-Odoi, but Tuchel didn't like him yesterday, did he? So
no, he didn't. He did not do that.
Yeah.
I would also say about Werner is, if you look at Atletico's Madrid defence, they're not quick. You've got Jimenez, as you said, he was injured, but you've got Felipe, you've got Hermoso. They're not quick centre-backs. And Werner's pace, even if he doesn't convert the chance, he could definitely set someone up, which would be really, really beneficial for you. Maani, who are your players? Chelsea.
Right. Well, I think Mason Mount. Enough said. He's been our best player this season, and he creates the chances. He defends. He really does everything on the pitch that he can. He will undoubtedly be an important player for us. I think also I said Kante because he's come back against Southampton, and in that first half, obviously we conceded, but you could see it. The Kante that we all know is back, and he was winning tackles, doing everything that he normally does. If you watch the first half, you will see what I mean. But I think Kante will definitely start, and Tuchel has got him in his plans, and we know what Kante can do. And then, you could say Werner, but since Matteo said that, I'm going to go with someone else. And also Kovacic, I agree with as well. He's been one of our best players under Tuchel. Now, I know this might spark a few opinions, but look, okay, obviously Hudson-Odoi, he got subbed off, right? But Tuchel made it very clear in the match preview, in the match interview after, that it was simply just because he wasn't happy with the way he was playing in that certain moment. But we know that Hudson-Odoi has been one of our best players under Tuchel so far, and I think he's one of our most direct players. I think he will be a big part, and I put it in my starting 11 as well. So,
you know what's going to be interesting, right? I've done a bit of research today, and I think Santi will back me up on this. I think recently Atletico played five at the back, right? Now, you under Tuchel have played five at the back quite a lot, haven't you? Right? So five at the back, that could turn out either really, really attacking or really, really cagey. I hope it doesn't turn out cagey, because I want to see the likes of Joao Felix, Suarez up against Rudiger, and I want to see, the likes of Werner up against Hermoso or whoever. Santi, you are the Real Madrid fan, and you've seen Atletico. They're top of the league at the moment, not doing quite well yesterday, but losing to Levante. But what are your thoughts on them, and who are the three players they should watch out for?
Well, yeah, as you said, Atletico are dropping in form. I hope
for this game. They step it up because against Levante they were poor. But I think we need to watch out for Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez came from Barca, was annoyed, and just he's stepped it up so much. I think he's top goal scorer. He's been doing everything for Atletico, and that's probably the reason they're top. So yeah, I would say they have to watch out for Suarez, especially with Chelsea's back line conceding that goal against Southampton. I think they really
Shocking.
have to.
Shocking defense.
Then I would watch out for Oblak. He's such a good goalkeeper, honestly. He's probably the best goalkeeper in La Liga, I would say. Even though Courtois has been doing well this season, Oblak has shown it over the years. And yeah, I really think they're going to need like very good shots, and yeah, they're going to have to create many chances to get past them.
Can I just say about Oblak as well, right? Chelsea, Mendy had his honeymoon. I don't think you haven't got good goalkeepers. The level of Oblak, he single-handedly last year got them past Liverpool. That is the end story. He did. He was absolutely brilliant. Okay, and now Chelsea's goalkeepers, well, they're terrible. And I don't want to be harsh, but Kepa, no Chelsea fan can defend Kepa, right? And compared to Oblak, he literally is like an under 9 goalkeeper. And the thing what I worry about Chelsea is that there could be that one shot. If Kepa starts or Mendy starts, there could be that one shot where Oblak would easily save it. But I don't think the Chelsea goalkeeper save it. Maani, you're shaking your head. What is your response?
Kepa, well, you can say whatever you want about him. He's shocking. Look, we brought in Mendy. Look, I don't think you could say it's bad signing. He cost 22 million. He's coming. He's done what he's meant to do.
Well, no, he is a bad signing. I'm sorry, he is. Like, if you think about it, look who you could have signed. You could have signed Donnarumma. You could have signed. Do you think he's been?
We could have signed Donnarumma after spending like 200 million in the summer.
Well, I'm sorry. You bought, how many players did you buy that summer transfer?
But at the moment in time, we needed a backup for Kepa because he was conceding so many goals. He did that pass to Maani against Liverpool.
So do you think Mendy's a long-term option? Do you think he will?
No,
you won't buy a goalkeeper.
No, that's why he cost 22 million. He's come in for 22 million. He's done what he's meant to do. He hasn't had any like goals conceded where he probably should have saved it. I mean, maybe a couple, but
a couple.
Okay, you can argue that his penalty saving isn't good and his distribution isn't great, but in terms of shot stopping, he's fine for now. And if you want to go,
do you think he'll make a mistake against Atletico? Because I think he will.
I don't think he will. What mistakes is he made?
I think the thing is, right, if you look at their front line, Joao Felix, Suarez, that just screams danger, right? It just does. Any defense is going to scream danger, right? With the power Joao Felix and Suarez get in their shots, I don't think Mendy is a good enough goalkeeper to stop those shots. Knowing football, he'll probably go and make a 14 save wonder like class and just go, that's brilliant. But I don't think he's good enough. And I think Atletico Madrid will exploit that, especially because they have, I think, arguably now because of Alisson's dropping off, the best goalkeeper in the world in their net.
Yes.
Matteo.
Okay, I'll
go on.
Quickly. Look, Mendy's an average goalkeeper. He's come and he's always meant to do. Just because Joao Felix and Luis Suarez have good shot power doesn't mean that we're going to concede 5 goals. Yeah, Mendy might make a mistake.
I'm not saying you're going to concede 5 goals. I'm telling you, Mendy's going to make a mistake because he has. Let's look at the teams, right? In the Premier League.
What mistake has Mendy made so far for Chelsea?
Well, firstly, you know as well as I do. No, well, look, it's not Kepa standard. I'll give you that, right? But I think there's 2 things which is a real weakness of his game. Number 1 is kicking. His kicking is shocking.
Distribution's terrible.
Matteo's got a point.
Okay, fine, yes, but his shot stopping's a different story in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think you can say like Joao Felix and Luis Suarez will take advantage of the fact that Mendy's a bad keeper because he's not a bad keeper.
I think they will. I think they're going to shoot.
They're going to take advantage of the back line. Which
let's go to La Liga fan Santi. What have you seen from Suarez and Felix?
No, I'm going to just go on to go on to Kepa and Mendy. Mendy, you just said Mendy's not a class goalkeeper because he's only 22 million. So I just want to go on to Kepa. He was 75 million.
Spot on. What a point.
I know, and
Terrible.
I didn't deny that. You can say whatever you want about Kepa. Terrible signing. One of the worst signings in Premier League history. So yeah, but Mendy's not a bad signing. He's come and he's done what he's meant to do.
Really? Has he done what he's meant to do? I'm sorry. Like, can I just say something? How many clean sheets has he made this year?
More than De Gea.
Yeah, we're not relating it to De Gea. We have Maguire and Lindelof.
Okay, Oscar. So what more do you want from Mendy? I'm sorry. What more do you want?
I think you're going to see in this first leg. I could be wrong. Viewers at home, I could be wrong. He could produce some amazing performance, right? But I'm telling you now, I think Suarez and Felix will exploit like Mendy's bad goalkeeping, right? And they will shoot from outside the box a lot more, right, than they do in normal games. Santi, I've watched a few Atletico games. They don't really do that. They work the ball into Llorente, pass it there. I don't think they'll do that. They'll be more direct. Suarez will have a few shots from outside the box. I think Mendy will either fumble or make a mistake. Matteo, what are your thoughts?
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. They will take advantage of that. I mean, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
But in terms of, Mendy, like Maani said, 22 million. It was something we need. I mean, we couldn't hold Kepa completely useless. We needed an option. So I think in terms of getting a quick option who does us fairly good, he was probably one of the better options there was. We were linked with Oblak at one point. That was a while ago. That was more of a rumor. So, I mean, yeah, Donnarumma, there were options, but I think we did well in terms of 22 million. It wasn't terrible. I mean, evidently money's not a problem at Chelsea, but spending 200 million here and there. But no, yeah, I think he is the problem, if there is one, or at least the back line on a whole, that those five at the back, including Mendy.
Yeah, I think as well.
He could be the reason we lose, if there is a reason.
You got to have Thiago Silva back. You got to. And if he is back, he's back. But you really got to, because you know as well as I do, Rudiger and Christensen, they could have a brilliant game, but then they can just collapse. And I think even Zuma yesterday, if anyone watched that goal, Maani, you said it to me on the phone. It is shocking defending. Like, sleeping. And you can't do that in the Premier League. And if you do that in the Champions League, if you switch off for one moment, Southampton, one Redmond pass broke Chelsea's defence. Imagine what, a Koke, a Saul, a Felix, a Suarez pass will do. And that's the worry you've got. And I think Thiago Silva's leadership is so key to guide that defence. And if he's not back, you've got a real issue. Right, we're going to go into the score predictions. I think we've digressed teams enough. Maani, your score predictions for the first leg, not the second leg, the first leg.
Right. Now, obviously, I'm just going to be optimistic. Not unrealistic, but just optimistic because whilst Atletico, I think, even though they're on a bad run of form, they are definitely the favourites for this match. One of the best teams in Europe this season. Chelsea have just had a manager sacked. So, we're definitely the underdogs. But I think it is slightly unfair, but it's not actually at their home ground as well. It's in Romania because of COVID. But I think that could give them a slight disadvantage. But I'm going to go with 1-1 for the first leg. That's what I think. I think it'll be a cagey game at first. It could open up at times, but I think I'm going to go with 1-1.
Nice. Santi, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm going to go for 2-1 Atletico because I just think if Atletico get the first goal, they're going to do the same as they did when they were against Liverpool. They're just going to not even it's already hard to score against Oblak, but it will be even harder when Simeone gets his tactics in and gets 11 people, literally 11 men behind the ball for the whole game. They won't care if it's 1-0. They'll just keep the lead. And I think even if Chelsea get one back, I think Atletico have the strength in attack to get a second goal or a third even.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think as well, you got to look out for counter Chelsea fans. And so have Atletico, but Chelsea fans, you got to look out for it because your pace in your back line, Marcus Alonso, he's a good left wing back, don't get me wrong, but his pace, there isn't any, right? There's just none. So that they could exploit that. And I think if Thiago Silva is playing, it's a bonus for the leadership qualities, and he's a great centre-back. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not deluded. I think, but he hasn't got much pace. He hasn't got much pace like compared to Joao Felix. And I think the counter, like they did last year against Liverpool, could come in costly. So yeah, Matteo, your score predictions.
Well, I think it's all dependent on whether Thiago Silva plays, like you've said. I mean, originally I was thinking, I think 2-1 Atletico, purely because originally, obviously, there's a bit of optimism, Jimenez being injured, but then again, I think we just don't have the pace to be able to defend a side like that. If they get the first goal, I just don't see us coming back. But I think maybe if we could take it at Stamford Bridge, that's the only chance I mean, it's a hard one, but I can't see us winning this one.
Yeah, a draw in for you in the first leg is massive. It's massive. Like,
yeah, definitely.
It's yeah. So what is your final prediction for the first leg?
2-1 Atletico.
2-1 Atletico. Yeah, okay. And finally, me, I think, look, both teams are going to score. They've got two good attacks to not score. And I know a lot this season have been like, oh, look at Liverpool United, they've got so much firepower, and they've all been 0-0, right? I think this squad, this will be an open game, especially if one team plays 3 at the back and the other plays 5 or 4-4. I don't mind. I think Atletico will score first. I think they'll make it 2-0, but Chelsea will get 1 and getting hope at the back. So I'm going to go 2-1 as well. So yeah, that's probably it. Thank you all for coming on. Matteo, thank you for being a guest. Please do subscribe. It's free to do. You might as well. And leave your comment down below, your prediction. And while you're there, give us a like. But thank you very much. And we'll see you for another episode in about 2 days' time. So thank you very much. See you next week.